Yeah.
I love drinking so much that I can't be bothered being sleepy.
Well, that was it, really. I don't need any trouble with that now. Don't need any help getting sleepy
Exactly,
these days.
brother. Couple of sleepy boys.
I hate being in my late 20s. Everything's you're at the absolute like the what's it? Not the zenith, the nadir of your poorness. You're as poor as you probably ever will be.
Yeah.
I'm working more than you probably ever will be again. Do you know what I mean?
It just doesn't feel like
There's something about it. Like you're definitely poorer when you're like 22 and you work in like a part-time job.
Yeah.
But I feel like because you have less responsibility, it goes further.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
now-
There's less on the plate, less on the mental load.
Yeah.
I think there's another element to this, is that if you think about 2015 to 2019, which is this era that we're chatting about,
Yeah.
we also had, from an inflationary perspective, you had much more buying power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't go out anymore.
No. If I go out
No,
once,
I still do though.
We're fucked.
one night out obliterates me. Like,
I took my dog to the pub and I got 3 pints.
Get Perry.
He loves lager. It happened. I gave him like a little bit of foam off my lager ages ago, and he was like, "Oh, I'll be having that." And I was in the pub. It was actually the other day. It was a rickety table, so a bit of it spilled, and he like got up on the table. You know, like when a dog puts the head like flat to reach for to lick up the spillage. Oh, like, you're an animal. Get a hold of yourself.
Like father, like son.
I was so proud. Yeah, and it cost me £18 for like 3 pints. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just listening to a podcast in the sun, and for minor pleasure in my life, I paid £20 basically. Fucking great. Love it.
I do love the pub.
I just can't do it anymore.
No,
I can't justify it.
No, I can't justify it either.
Like, you know, when you came the other day,
yeah.
are we recording Calvin?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Calvin, Dylan and Katie came to my house and Jen and I hosted them. And I think you and Katie both text me, what's the plan? And I got in my head because it was like, do they want to go out? Because I can't fucking afford to I was like, I didn't want to be like
foods, pizzas, and that's what we're
I was
doing.
like, well, we can probably stretch farm foods. We'd probably go to Iceland next time or something. But I was like,
were good.
yeah, they were good nugs. But I was just like, I can't, if they want to go out, like, I'm too embarrassed to be like, I'm too fucking poor to go out.
And that's okay.
And I'm at the most successful point in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's the worst part.
I'm
Was
the
like,
poorest I've ever been.
I'm getting more money than I've ever had in my entire life, and I feel skinter than I've ever been.
Thank you, Keir Starmer.
Shout out.
Child starver.
What's the crack with you, lad? You okay?
So I'm just talking about how poor I am.
Yeah,
I was listening to
shout out.
an episode of this before the other day, and it was like digital games bad or something like that. And I just went, the economy is terrible. I don't care about digital indie games. I feel very much the same.
I don't think anything has changed since we've recorded those episodes.
No. How are you doing?
I'm good, lad. I'm tired of them. I think we're both two sleepy boys. I've been playing. Because we're doing the podcast again, I've been very consciously trying to play video games again.
How's that going for
But
you?
you know what? Pretty good. I finished Bolt Gun last night. Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun.
Yeah.
So the only 2 video games I've played this year are Warhammer games.
Nice.
I just keep playing Space Marine 2, and I finished Bolt Gun. Very good.
Yeah, I enjoyed
Very
Popcorn. It did. It went on a little bit too long.
Yeah, I had to dip out of it,
Yeah.
so I didn't get like fatigued.
Yeah.
Because you see all the enemies quite quickly.
Quite quickly. Yeah, that's a good point.
And then it's just you cycle through slightly different environments. I enjoyed all of it, but after like 6 or 7 levels at any given time, I go, I need to stop this or else I will get bored. And it's fun again jumping back into it.
Bolt Gun reminds me of just like a cheese sandwich on white bread. Like it's nice, but you just don't want to have 10 of them.
Yeah, you can't,
after a while.
you
Like,
can't have 7
please,
just cheese sandwiches in a
please
row.
no more.
Yeah.
But you give it a couple of days.
Exactly.
And you come back in and you have it. I've just been eating a lot of cheese sandwiches.
Did you see fucking because they do that Warhammer Games event every year? Skulls.
Yes.
They did. So they announced Bolt Gun 2, which made me go, I should play fucking Bolt Gun.
Yeah.
And they announced the Typing of the Dead version of Bolt Gun. Have you seen this, Calvin? Look up Bolt Gun Words of Vengeance.
Oh, Calvin, we should definitely make you play it because it'll make you able to actually fucking Google things for a change.
Oh my God, get Calvin's fucking typing skills readied up.
And teach him how to read, finally.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, it's just bolt gun.
Can you put the... Chaos Phil. Can you put the sound on Calvin? Absolutely.
That's fucking awesome.
I like how they're all very Warhammer appropriate words. You know, you're not typing like spreadsheet or anything like that.
And it's free. It's just a fucking free to play. They just dropped it and was like, there they are, lads.
It's something really funny that everyone's okay with the typing version of any game.
And
Everyone's
the fact that
just
there's
like,
only,
yeah.
what, 2 of them?
There's Typing of the Dead. There's one called, I think, Crypt Keeper or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Calvin, can you just look that
typing
up on
games
Steam?
are fucking awesome.
It's like a typing horror game.
I was in an arcade in Japan, and they had an arcade Typing of the Dead, old clicky keyboards.
Japanese keyboard.
No, I think they do use QWERTY keyboards.
Do they?
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, insane. But
What am I searching?
I think it's that second one down.
Crypt Master.
Crypt Master.
Behind this door is the most
You
dismal
got
game
that
the
one?
world has ever seen.
This is a Josh game written all over. Look at that croc.
Here, they call me
Any
The size of that thing.
any reptilian or amphibian creature in any game, I think, is like my favorite thing. Look at that fucker.
Oh yeah, this is a bit in the actually. I might go back and do this to me. I think it's
Gab.
a card. It's a card. It's a deck builder typing game.
It's the most Josh thing
Yeah.
I've ever seen with
Actually,
with
maybe I
gross
will.
visuals.
Maybe I will go buy this. It's been on my wish list
This
for a
is
while.
fucking awesome. What's this called, Calvin?
Crypt Master.
Crypt Master. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
What other game needs a typing version?
that's a great question.
I think
bet you there's a hentai
Guitar
one.
Hero, but you type out the code names.
You type out the notation. You get given an iPad with Ableton and a pen, and you have to transcribe. And nobody likes it. It's just for professional, university educated musicians, and everyone else hates it.
Have either of you ever looked at Rocksmith, by the way?
the one where
I'm aware of it.
It tries to teach you how to actually play.
Yeah, you plug in your guitar. And it basically gives you an interface to plug in, and you play the songs. And I don't think, and when it was announced, I was like, surely this doesn't work.
It definitely doesn't.
And I don't think it does.
It's a dad game.
Yeah.
It's for a dad who's like, well, I could never pay someone to just give me guitar lessons.
Yeah. Because when it came out, I remember you could buy the bundle, and it was just like an Epiphone that just came with it.
The community reactions to that are negative and overwhelmingly negative. Which for a lot of Steam, I'd just say that has a black person or a woman in it, but I don't think that's the case on this one, really. Like,
Yeah, I can. It just mustn't work. And every time I look at it, it's like I don't understand what's happening with this interface at all.
I can't read that at all.
Yeah. It's a subscription as well. That's fucking gross. It's Ubisoft, isn't it? Yeah. Almost no songs. Subscription-based pay scheme is actually the stupidest way you can fund this game in the UI for Bright. Yeah. Well, okay. It looks like all the negative feedback is there's no tunes. Yeah, because it takes them fucking 2 years to code one song because they're doing the entire fucking thing.
They have to code. It's not just like tabs, is it?
You don't just fucking
crazy. You have
upload
to-
a fucking guitar tab into
Or
like,
just do what everyone else does. Go to game tab and then listen to the song over and over again and try and just figure it out. That's it. That's how you learn songs. You just figure it out. This always gets me quickly. When you asked what game needs a typing thing, Carmen says music thing, and I said hentai.
Sorry,
That has to be a hentai thing, which not great. But the other thing is,
like a first person fucking...
straight away I was like hentai.
Fuck.
We need to teach the
Is there a
gamers.
C in tentacle?
The gamers need to learn how to type. The kids can only use phones these days. They've got no computer literacy.
No.
So if you put someone's waifu behind a fucking English paper that they can't use AI on, that's how we fucking solve it.
That's how we get rid of AI. Hentai typing games.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's just lean into it.
That's, you know what? Reading literacy fucking skyrockets from this point onwards. It's crashing down. No one knows how to read anymore.
Yeah.
Solution?
Yeah, get some tits.
Anime
Or dicks.
titties. Titties.
Whatever, man.
yeah.
Well, I feel like women have been reading a lot more kind of like romancy type fantasy novels. Like it's very depressing going into like a bookshop now and you go to the fantasy section and it's like blah blah blah. It's just it's just an ordinary girl, except the hottest fairy who ever existed wants to fuck her. Are they gonna fuck? About 3/4 of the way through the book they are.
Hell yeah. And maybe he wasn't the one and the other boy that's been paying attention. Maybe he's the one. I've been reading some of Katie's fantasy smut and because what we've done, we've came into an agreement because I read one of them. No.
Is this like their version of opening up the marriage gap?
No, because I read one of them ages ago and she's been trying to get me to read her fantasy smut for ages and I just can't like go into the role in my head of
a
horny
20-something girl.
Of a 20-something girl who just can't decide between these two fellas. And by the way, that's all the books.
Yeah.
Every book is there's two fellas and they're both really pretty.
Is this podcast not the premise? Are you the one the woman who can't decide between these two fellas?
Ooh. No, I think you are.
Yeah, no, I think
because Dylan's the obviously interesting one because it's always the one the main love interest, but then there's always like a kind of gruff one who doesn't like them.
Yeah,
but then you find out that he's way better.
Yeah,
and she fucks him in the second book, and then the third book is the love triangle.
Yeah, and then we fight.
Yes.
And then we fuck each other.
I think it actually might just be. It ends up in like a sort of reverse harem situation, which is like the inverse of anime. Through visual, lots of girls, one boy. The inverse of that is book, lots of boy, one girl.
Lots of boy.
Lots of boy.
The new book series, lots of boy.
Lots of boy.
I've only just
fuck
realised that that's Twilight, isn't it?
It's Twilight. Yeah, exactly.
Don't even get me started on the cultural impact of Twilight, man. Like,
exactly.
that Mormon bitch went fucking
every
crazy.
fantasy book is just chasing the Twilight, like the cultural phenomenon that was. We watched all the Twilights recently, actually. But yeah,
I read them all.
I've read them. They're not great books. I
enjoyed them.
I think what always gets me, this is my very like lazy male comedian. It feels a bit of like a fake anti-woke joke that it always starts. Every fantasy girly book is the title is always a something of something and something. Do you know what I mean? A pot plant of Cameron table. You know what I mean? Like, you can just do that. And it's all about fairies now.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah. Why fairies? Though,
fae. Yeah,
they
call them fae.
Fae. Which doesn't mean that they're little annoying.
Yeah,
like whingy people like Calvin. They're all actually dead fit. Like me.
They all have 8-packs and they're all hot.
Like me. And we're dead gruff. We don't really like you, Bella.
We fucking hold you against the wall.
They're always growling shit in her ear. Aren't they?
I extend my claws.
Wing.
Shink.
It's wing. It's snicked. Yeah, and wings and stuff.
Yeah. So I've been reading.
I'm so brooding.
I've been reading Sarah J. Maas book at the minute because we came up with an agreement of being like, right, because I've only been reading Warhammer books.
What's the book called?
Which is like the male equivalent. Is like the male equivalent. A very homoerotic book.
This is what. So last year I was trying to read a lot of Katie's fantasy books. I was like, maybe I just don't like reading.
That's what I thought. I was like, oh, fantasy's passed me by, and then I realized that like popular fantasy now is all romance, which is weird.
So I was reading those. I liked the first one a year ago. I was like, oh, well, that was really, really good. Actually, I think it's because there wasn't actually any writing. And as soon as there gets into like graphic, like I'm a woman and I'm getting pummeled, I'm like, I just can't put myself in this situation.
This is where we differ.
But we were talking. I was like, right. Because she went, right, read the first 4 of your Warhammer books.
Just pause a second. Oh, right. Okay. I thought you said the Warhammer book because I was like, what the fuck? I'm a feminist, right? And I think it's absolutely horrible that women who just want to have a wank over literature have to read multiple books before they have something that lets them have a wank. That's just really sad.
I know. I just have to read one Warhammer book.
So she said... They are quite. It is. It's like guys literally only want to die in a final stand.
Yeah.
and have some bros. That's it.
it.
That's all we want. We just want to go on an adventure with the boys and die heroically in a final stand.
That's it.
There's
not a lot of strong female characters in the Warhammer books I've been reading. But yeah, this was my revelation.
Right.
You see,
the only women that have arrived so far in the Horus Heresy books are specifically women that are mute.
Oh, this is
the Sisters of Silence.
Thought about that. And the twist is some guy in like the 80s in Nottingham writing one of these books. It's like, we need to sell more figurines, and nerds love hot girls, but they also hate women. So what's the solution? And the guy's like, he's there for like 3 weeks, like stroking his beard, like tapping his back. He's like, I've got it. He bursts into the door. We make it so they can't speak.
I have to play both sides. We've got to have women in it somewhere. But
make them sexy, but they can't talk. They're physically incapable of talking.
Well, me and Calvin were just talking about this actually, because there's a few bits in the Horus Heresy books where it's written from one of the female characters' perspectives for like a chapter, and like they're like in like training cages, like battling. and there's I don't know, like out of nowhere, it's like one of the female characters been like, oh, I couldn't stop looking at the sweat on his giant pecs, and like. There's a cross section now of the horny fantasy girls are like reading Warhammer books and being like, oh
really?
So there's like some like real.
So you've done like a cultural exchange with Katie?
No, that's she says. Right, read up to this point. Read some of my fantasy books, and when you've read those fantasy books, I'll read some Warhammer books.
Then she's trying to jump a little bit forward in time.
Calvin,
Mercedes watching Loken in the sparring cage.
Calvin,
and as usual, she's thirsting a little bit.
Okay.
She might not want to admit it, but she definitely is. I'm gonna read you a little passage from this section of the book. Loken wiped the sweat from his face and upper body as he made his way to his personal arming chamber. Mercedes followed him and, as usual, could not help but admire the sheer physical perfection of his enhanced physique.
That's what I imagine Jen does whenever we go to the gym.
Leaving the gym. Called such specimens of physical perfection Adonian, and the word fit Loken like a masterfully crafted suit of Mark IV plate. Mercedes the image of his body.
It's the most virginal thing I've ever heard.
So yeah, these characters are like they're like the remembrancers, so that their whole job is like going to like wars to like write them down, and they can blink click photos.
Yeah.
So she's just there in the background watching them train, just like, oh fuck, oh my god.
That's also what
I was like,
how you know is that it was written by an autistic man, like something sexy.
Like he starts ticking. Right, so I've got the question that's on my mind. If you've been reading Katie's fantasy books, have you had one off the wrist to the fantasy smut?
And have I got into the fantasy mode? Sorry, no. It puts me off. Women's enjoyment of sex. What? because I feel like it's always it's not written well enough, and
they run out of words for funny. That's the problem, isn't it? Really, and they start calling it like her sex.
But from what I've read of the fantasy books, they all boil down to two boys want me and I can't decide.
What's a girl to do?
What's a girl to do? But to be fair, I was reading it yesterday and I stopped everything. Katie was beside me, was like, surely people don't prefer Dorian to Kale. And she's like, no, that's what everyone does.
I'll
like,
be sure to ask
every time I read a book and then know the general consensus of the women, I always disagree with it, being like, no. Because they always...
I literally can't help disregarding women's opinions.
No, I'm like, this can't be what the women are into.
Oh, that's
and
so
it's always
funny.
The richer one.
That you like?
No, I prefer the gruff, misunderstood, emotional one. And then there's the wealthy but soft. But like, ooh, he's the king's son, so don't really trust him. But he's got loads of dough, though.
Ooh, I feel like this is getting a bit. This is getting a bit close to the line, isn't it? So,
sorry, yeah. That's why I keep going to my Warhammer books and
bring me back to
there's not enough gristle.
Not enough gristle.
I
think Warhammer books are like incredibly overwritten though sometimes. Like I know the whole thing is that they're over the top, but after a while I'm like, I get it. The palace is big. Do you know what I mean? I get it. He's really good at fighting.
The scale.
Like, yeah. I know it's big. I know the ship is dead big. You don't need to keep explaining to me how it's true. Like a city and there's a million people. Like, I get it. It's
a
big.
lot of people.
James Workshop. I get it. It's big.
It's big.
That's fine.
It's big.
You don't need. You can pay your writers so much less. Just say
it's big.
It was dead big.
They arrived at the planet.
The ship was big.
It was dead big.
The fight was massive.
It was a big fight. See that Space Marine? He was dead big.
Huge.
They keep there's like page long descriptions of how big Space Marines are.
I'm bad for skipping pages of books where I'm like, I know what's going to happen here. So I've had it with Warhammer books before. I've just been like, oh my god. And then you'll turn the page. Sometimes you're like, he's still talking about this guy. That's right. Calvin was big.
He was big.
He was slightly bigger than your average Space Marine, which makes him very much bigger than your average human.
Mm-hmm.
And
scale creep.
Yeah, exactly. And so forth.
And so forth.
I think I want a Warhammer like pamphlet. But the biggest Space Marine went to the big planet, had a big fight, and nothing changed.
Just bullet points, list of big things.
Yeah.
And you're just like, Space
and
Marines.
Then sometimes it can be like
spaceships.
Rabute Gulliman, the biggest of them all.
Really big.
Had a fight with his brother, lost but didn't die, and nothing happened. Boom bap.
Warhammer.
Ferrus Manus, it means iron hands.
Big hands.
He's got dead big hands. You can say big and hard.
No, that sounds like one of Katie's books.
You can say, yeah, they talk about weird shit. Yeah, it's weird. This is well-trodden territory. But the difference between what men think women think is attractive and what women actually find attractive.
No, it's eye-opening.
Hilarious.
It's eye-opening.
We're fucking so stupid.
Yeah.
Should have been training our forearms all this time.
No, forearms.
Collarbones.
Roll up the sleeves.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And just pay attention.
Oh. Whoa.
Not worth it.
Whoa. I can either
love all our women out there.
I can either read my stupid Warhammer book that's 250 pages for some reason.
That's 99% male characters.
Or I can listen to my girlfriend. I can't do both.
It wasn't actually Warhammer books that made me realize that I can read. Because I was reading the fantasy and being like, I don't know if I'm into books anymore. This is sad. It was cowboy books that got me back into it. It was Cormac McCarthy and being like, oh no, all men just want to farm and be sad and wear a hat.
Rabute Gulliman. That's literally what he wants. That's why
I think all men really just want to be solemn and strong.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But have a dark past.
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood's character in The Unforgiven, pretty much. I want to have my guns.
Yeah.
But I'm just a simple farmer.
I feel like other than Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
I feel like there's an untapped market of cowboy games.
Red Dead Revolver.
No, I mean, excluding the big cowboy games is what I'm just saying.
One of the first boss in Red Dead Revolver is called Pig Josh. And I remember really liking Red Dead Revolver. But I was like, I can't tell any of my friends about it because if they play the game, they will just call me Pig Josh. And I don't have
Why isn't that your online moniker?
Pig Josh.
Pig Josh.
And I don't have like the fortitude to take being bullied like that. And I remember it's burned into my mind. It's the guy going, Pig Josh, and he's got a hankering for dynamite. I remember being like, I can never talk about this game.
The book. Anyway. He was really, really pig.
Yeah.
He was Pig Josh.
I think he wears like a pig thing. I think it was when Rockstar was really interested in making a pig character in all their games.
Yeah, pigs. There's a lot of pigs in there. Well, my earliest, is it a cowboy game? I think it probably is, but it's like a
Custer's Revenge.
No. Fucking Oddworld, Stranger's Wrath. It was my earliest like Western style memory game. Yeah. Unbelievable. You play a furry. Is that if he's like, Oddworld fucking games. Have you played Stranger's Wrath? Yeah, Stranger's Wrath is sick, where your ammo is just small living creatures. Yeah. It's fucking high on life, but good. Oh. You have a gun that cracks jokes to you.
It's funny shit I ever
just make noise.
I don't know if there's that many cowboy games actually until
there's not. No, when you think about it, there's not loads. There's the Wasteland games, which I haven't played. They're the CRPGs. I think they're supposed to be good. I can't remember who makes them, but they're supposed to be in that ilk. That
There
old cat.
really aren't a lot of. There was Gun, obviously, but
yeah.
it wasn't very good.
Call of Juarez.
Call of Juarez.
Juarez.
The fella that you played as a priest who wore a breastplate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is it the second Call of Juarez? I really liked, and it was like panned, but there was something about it. It had like 2 campaigns, and you play the 2 different boys.
Yeah.
What the fuck was it called? I can't remember. But
Was it Gunslinger or something?
It's a Gunslinger. I think it is. I think it is Call of Juarez Gunslinger 360 game. Like
they were very like double A
Double
games,
A.
but they were I really enjoyed them.
Is that the one? I think it must be.
I think there's one in between. So
no, it's the one before this.
absolutely.
But yeah, think about all the standoff stuff. I think because Red Dead Redemption is so big, I feel like everyone's like, oh, it's already done. But I feel
Red Dead
like
Redemption has none of the fun of cowboy games though, because it's the whole thing of Red Dead Redemption is in the first one it's all over with and you've just not caught up yet, and then the second one is about this was actually shit for everyone. Like cowboys are supposed to be fun, man. Yeah. What about Cowboy Bebop? It's
not a cowboy.
It's not that fun actually. To be fair, it's pretty sad.
Yeah, I feel there's not enough dark Blood Meridian cowboy fucking stories.
There's a game called Blood West, Calvin, if you want to look that one up.
Blood West.
You might like that one. I've not bought it, but
yeah, no, I feel like there's an untapped market of a cowboy video games. Ooh, ooh, spooky, scary cowboy game.
No rest for the wicked.
Oh, absolutely.
Stretch those dead legs.
Look at that.
What is it about ghosts and cowboys that fits so well together?
It's because it's a spooky time.
Oh, actually, there's a game called Weird West that you might like.
Yes,
I really
I'm
enjoyed
aware of
Weird
Weird
West. It was really fun. And that's a spooky cowboy game. I might buy this game when I go home. Actually, it looks really fun.
No, honestly, the vibe of zombies, cowboy zombies.
It's very considerate. You put the top back on the bottle there.
That sounds good. Yeah, I feel like there needs to be like Berserk but cowboys is like
That's the Gunslinger, the Stephen King book. But not really. It's not Griffith, but
it's not Griffith, but it's kind of there, isn't it?
you read those books?
I've read the first 3 of them.
Oh, bro, they go so off the rails. I mean, the third one was pretty off the fucking rails.
Goes pretty off the rails. I thought I'd like the Gunslinger books way more than I did.
Yeah, everyone. That's a very.
They get glazed up to absolute hell, and then read them and go, yeah.
I love reading
Roland.
them because you can really. I love Roland. He was like it was a big autistic obsession of mine, to be fair, for a while. What's it called? You can see where Stephen King was at like the peak of his drug addiction, like 3, 4, 5, and then 6. That came out like 10 years later, he was sober. He's not chilled out. He makes himself a character in the book, and it turns out that Stephen King, the character in the book, is actually like a keystone for like a multiverse, and if he dies, then it's fucking wild, man.
Yeah, because I think I wanted like traditional cowboy story, and then it got like
the first one was kind of like that. So
Yeah.
you're like, oh yeah, and it's only like this big, which is fucking fantastic. And then the second one is like,
where it's like in modern day New York.
there's a heroin addict in modern day New York.
Yeah, and like he time travels to get stuff. Anyway, look at us, literature podcast. We're just book girlies now.
You need to have a wank over that book, because otherwise you aren't walking a mile in the girl shoes.
No, exactly.
Do it for the girls.
Do it for the
What was it
girls.
you said before, Calvin? Do it for the culture.
Do it for the culture.
Do it for the culture.
Whatever he said.
Culture is.
I'll be checking
Darren's having
back
a
in
wank.
on you next week. I don't care if you want one or not. You have to have a wank over the book.
It just doesn't do it.
And they have to be riding. It can't just be like a random bit of the book. You have to be like,
It's not one of the like side comments.
no, you
Like,
have
nope,
to be
that's
like
enough. I'm
the
off.
chapter where they ride.
Yeah.
Get going.
But yeah, have you been playing any fucking video games?
I was playing that Pokemon ROM hack that we were talking about. I finished it. What else have I been playing? I've been playing a game called Fights in Tight Spaces.
Fights in tight spaces.
It's a deck builder game where you just fight. You know, it's a bit like Into the Breach,
Yes.
but with Kung Fu,
Love it.
which is kind of, I mean, it's really fun. I didn't enjoy it for like the first 2 hours that I played it.
Okay.
And then I've just kind of gone like, oh, I fucking hate this game, but like I have to beat it now. It's quite, yeah, exactly. Basically, you're just,
yeah. Okay.
there's something very satisfying when you can do all that
I like
stuff.
this.
Yeah. Thanks, Calvin.
Yeah. Dubstep.
And you can
McGee
be like a grappler and stuff like that.
Okay.
Absolutely. Can we do this?
No, I do like this.
You can do a flash kick.
John Wick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's
it's
that
John
John Wick
Wicky.
Hex.
Yes,
that is-
there is.
Yeah, it's very similar to this, isn't it?
I've been enjoying it. I'm
Okay,
not sure. I mean, I bought it for like £3. I'm not sure I would have bought it
Sometimes
for
that's
50.
all you need.
200 cards.
200 cards?
So many cards. That's what
So
I've
many
been doing.
fights.
You wanted to talk about the.
Summer Games Fest.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's loads of games announced there because I know we've only talked about Warhammer fantasy books and all those
2 episodes in a row now.
Having a
that's
wank.
true, and having a wank. Did you watch any of the shows, the PlayStation show, Xbox show?
Do you ask me questions that you know the answer to already a lot? Or is it just because there's cameras on? Did I sit down and watch a video that I can't fast forward through?
It was rough. Me and Katie stuck on because we just happened to be in the living room while the PlayStation event was on, and I watched the PlayStation and I watched the actual Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest, and they were both fine.
What got announced? You wanted to talk about this?
There's the Resident Evil 9 was the big one, the drop, the hammer drop at the end of the show. And I was
That
like,
sounds cool. What's it like? Which ones? Is it a first person one? Yeah.
it's a hybrid. That's the crack, is that it's both a remake style of where you play the third person, and then there's scarier sections. I think you play 2 different characters, where the female character is first person Resident Evil 7 spooky, and then the rumor is that Leon is in it, and then that's the more action sides, and you kind of Leon, help me, Leon. And yeah, that's the one that's stuck out the most, obviously, because it was the big one.
Is Leon everyone's boy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck Chris.
Fuck Chris. Yeah,
Chris is late.
Chris has had a few stinkers, you see.
Yeah. Even like in 5 where he Resident Evil 5 is so funny, man, because the baddie in it is so fast that he can dodge bullets, but not fast enough that he can dodge punches. From Chris right there. Chris is actually so strong that speed doesn't matter anymore.
Never thought about that.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
A Wu-Tang game?
Yes, a new Wu-Tang game.
Wu-Tang. Yeah. Yeah, a Wu-Tang roguelike, 36 levels. That would be class.
Yeah,
If it's got a Wu-Tang soundtrack as well, how sick would that be?
I believe
it does.
I fucking hope so. Like,
Is it Ghostface Killer that's working on it? I think it's like
Enter the Slums of Shaolin.
Yeah, no, it looks cool. No, they announced a lot of stuff. So much stuff that you go, what the fuck? And you instantly forget about it.
Gotta rescue them. This one we gotta protect. We cannot choose when people's dreams get snatched up by
How good would this be? Do you remember like Echo Unlimited? Not Echo Unlimited. Oh, the graffiti game.
What the fuck are you doing? I don't know what you're talking about.
PS2 Echo Unlimited. It's just that was
Echo Unlimited?
No, it's not. That was a clothing line, but it was like sponsored by. What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, no, looks sick.
I trust anything Wu-Tang do, to be honest. I say that. Rise of the Deceiver.
I like the animation style, that like jittery.
Yeah. Getting Up. Do you remember that?
Getting Up.
It kind of reminds me of that.
It looks familiar. I think I do know what you're talking about.
It was like a permanent shelf game, but
Yeah.
you never bought you never bought it, and you didn't know anyone else who bought it.
Absolutely.
I've never played Onimusha, so I imagine it's good.
Yeah.
Is that Jon Snow?
It's a Game of Thrones RTS.
I've seen that. Skip it. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Dead genre.
Our creators, people were glazing that recently, said it was good. They got a release date. Yeah, don't worry about it. Skip on. Hitman stuff with Mads
actually, that
Mikkelsen.
reminds me. Not that. There's a James Bond game
Yes,
that's been announced.
so
Calvin.
that was part of this.
Calvin, you really like James Bond, don't
I
you?
do like James Bond.
Have I just invented?
That is a Calvin thing. No. The Hitman developers are making.
It looks quite fun.
Yeah.
I think they're the best people to make a James Bond game because they're the most similar type.
Have you
thing.
seen this, Calvin? You play young Bond before he's got the
I don't
the
love
suaveness.
that.
You don't love the young.
I don't
young
like
Bond?
young. Did you ever read the young James Bond books?
I
by the
did.
way?
Yeah.
Silverfin or whatever. It's
Yes.
called. Oh.
That's exactly it.
And he ran the race really well.
Yeah.
No, I never read any of
Yeah,
that.
Silverfin. That's like there's loads of them,
Yeah,
but that's the one I read as well too as a youth.
Crazy.
New Scott Pilgrim game. That's great.
Yeah, it is.
Love the original Scott Pilgrim games.
Scott Pilgrim's really just trucking along, isn't it?
Yeah.
Despite the fact nobody's watched.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Netflix series?
No, I didn't.
I watched 2 episodes of it.
It was supposed to be really good. I think I watched the first one.
Yeah. And
I
I'm
was
like,
like,
I've
okay.
gone back to this.
Yeah.
I almost watched Mob Psycho. I queued it up to start playing it.
Have you never watched Mob Psycho?
No, I
You'd love
remember.
Mob Psycho.
Yeah, I remember you saying exactly that. And I went, you know what? I got nothing. I'll give Dylan the chances one time. And I queued it up, and the intro started, and I went, I'll come back to this really quick.
Yeah.
And then I'm watching it.
No, because it's odd. Mortal Shell 2. Did you play the first Mortal Shell? It was a Souls-like, and it was okay.
Okay.
The trailer for Mortal Shell 2. Don't play it, but you look into that. It does look a lot better, actually.
Okay.
What else we got? Oh yeah, this looks terrible.
This is
Play
going to bomb.
this.
Is this the live service one?
No, this is one of there's many of these games now. Among Us sent off a fucking
ancient white castle.
Yeah, it was
got-
called
in the
Town of
mountains,
Salem back in the day,
lost
guys.
to time and
Salem.
Yeah, it
legend.
was Flash game.
Undetectable by
so there's a load of these now.
but
There's
found
loads of them
by
now
map.
of these social
Only
deduction
the
games
chosen
where
find
there's
their way
it's
here.
what's the werewolf
Gathered
board
from
game that
every
everybody
corner of
plays?
the
Is it called Werewolf?
Divided, yet bound.
Yeah, you'll know if I'm talking about it. But it's all these like
Like the World of Darkness thing.
Engaged
that?
in the
Oh, get
perilous
him, man.
dance
Is this
of
not just,
wits, a game where
Knives Out?
life is but a
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be. That
yeah,
would
it's
be.
all that. It's all video game Cluedo.
Right.
Which all this shit is just video game Cluedo.
But you
and there's
vote
loads
people
of
out.
them.
See, I saw the name Killer Inn and I thought that sounds. I thought it was gonna be like Clock Tower. I just invented the game in my head. I went, oh my god, it's
Killer
gonna be
Inn?
like a new Clock Tower game.
No, it's bullshit.
Because it started with the kind of younger girl going up to the end. I was like, holy shit, this is
Like
gonna
Clock
be
Tower?
like Clock Tower 3. I was like, oh my god.
No,
And then
it's
I
way
saw
more
it was a
lame.
social deduction game, and I
Way
saw
more lame.
we should really just cut a lot of the thinking out and see if it's by Square Enix. It's going to be bad, with the exception of FF14. I don't think they've made a good game in like fucking
They've
days.
had a very specific run of stinkers, haven't they? Anyway.
Yeah, we'll skip that one.
you know-
Killer, I hardly know her.
Death Stranding 2.
I'm not gonna play it. I got to the exact same point. I got 2 in 1 and then quit. I was like, I can't fucking do it. I was lost me,
I'm
man.
sure it's really good. And the trailers of 2 look
Shooter.
quite wanky.
I hardly know.
This, have you seen this? Wildgate?
Wildgate. No.
It's fucking Mike Morhaime from ex-Blizzard fame. It's like multi-team hero shooter.
I'm good.
But it looks fine. It's supposed to be pretty good. What's this now? Stranger Than Heaven. This looks fun.
Stranger. You know, I started this. There was,
Peggy 18.
just pause that a second, Calvin. I just want to tell my story. The reason that joke's come back into my head is that Jen and I were out walking the dog, and there was like a works van.
I'm in.
There was a works van as we were heading back, and it was called Rimmer, the work. And I saw it on the way out. I went, I'll save that for when we come back. And then I said it, and I was like looking at her the inside. I went, Rimmer. I hardly know.
And you were expecting applause.
No, I just thought it was fucking hilarious.
What was
thought
her
it was
reaction
funny.
to your...
You know what? Right?
I do know the reaction. Yeah, it's fucking Yakuza Ryuga Gotoku developers 1960s. Play it, Calvin.
Is
play,
it called?
Play the clip.
Is it called like a dragon in Japan?
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah,
Not
yeah.
Yakuza.
No, yeah, it's Ryuga.
Oh,
Gotoku.
absolutely. I will play this for 2 hours and then not play it for 3 years. Yep.
That's every Yakuza game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's fucking.
I just get so lost in the source of the side quest that I lose the will to play. But I would recommend them to anyone. Why can't games let you smoke all the time?
Yeah.
There's only one game that lets you smoke. It's fucking Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
For no reason. And it hurts you. Like, that's fine. I don't care. Oh,
Look at this.
Kamurocho, my beloved. Is that good now? Holy fuck.
Oh, and the
and
Hyaz.
it's jazz. Oh, damn. Oh, mama. Oh, mama.
Pre-nuke Japan. Hell yeah.
Oh, shit, it is as well.
Yeah. Hand rolled cigarettes. Yeah.
Wait, you can hand roll? Oh,
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a moment. Oh, that was a good. Ora.
For the orange man.
You didn't invent
Pedro bombs. Oh.
Did you know Irish people actually like the guys
Love exploding
they're like
things.
the guys who say that every famous historical figure was actually like African? You know those guys. But that's you,
Every
but
violent crime is Irish.
only with like anti-police weaponry. Actually, we invented that.
But yeah, cool. Yeah, fucking.
I'll play the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Stranger Than Heaven.
Stranger Than Heaven.
And the plot's gonna be that instead of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You've got to stop. You've got the intel that Japan's gonna be bombed. and you die just before you do.
And you've got to work your way through the crime syndicate of Osaka.
That sounds fucking sick.
It does sound sick
for it.
Yeah.
It's got everything I like. It's got
A game that's coming out, I think, this week that I'm quite interested in. It's makers from Sifu.
Yeah.
Did you play Sifu?
I didn't, but a friend of mine, Nick, absolutely
Yeah, I
loves
played the start of Sifu and I was like, this is sick. And then I hit a wall and stopped playing it.
Yeah.
But they're making a football game.
Yes, I have seen this.
Have you seen this? Have
It's
you
like
heard about
Rocket
this?
League, but
Rocket League,
Sifu.
but actually football.
And football.
Have you seen this, Cal? Is it what's it called? Rematch?
I don't know. But it's basically, it's two.
Look up Sifu football game. Rematch, it is.
It's
hey.
doubles Captain Tsubasa.
Oh, it is. Yeah, so this looks great. And the I think they just had a beta that we got, like, people said it was unbelievable. So it's a football game that you play with all real people and you only control one character. And it's
So it's ultimate teams,
Team.
but FIFA Street. Oh, you get
Is
me,
that what
Calvin?
Ultimate Team was?
Keepers or sweepers.
Again.
Play as a team.
You can be slow or fast, but you must get to the line.
Hold it and give it at the right time.
Can I play as John Barnes? There we go.
Never give up.
Are you doing the Alan Shearer thing?
Ah, woman!
Shearer!
What?
Shearer!
Shira!
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Players again, like next goal wins.
The Newcastle accent is the funniest accent.
They're simple folk. Simple folk.
So that looks fun.
That does look fun. I know that would be like desk smashingly frustrating for me. So
Oh, can you imagine being really good at this and then your team being like, imagine the league rage that people get from being
it's
good at
actually really
Rematch.
interesting you mentioned this because I started getting a few League of Legends reels cracking. So I started watching a few League of Legends YouTube videos and I was like, it looks good.
Oh no.
But then-
oh no.
And I was like, oh no. And so I messaged my friends, like, you know, when like an alcoholic is like, I'm struggling here. And they basically told me like, fuck off. Do not play this. Do not re-download League of Legends. I was like, okay. So I just kept watching the videos and I'm like, maybe. But recently what I've actually been doing is getting, as the kids call them, crash out videos of League of Legends streamers, not just like random people, like people who do this for a job.
Yeah, it's their whole
and
thing.
know that they are being recorded. The shit,
which is always nuts, by the
the
way.
shit that they say to people on camera, knowing that people are not only watching them but are recording them, saying like it's actually unfair that this guy gets to breathe oxygen. And calling people mongrels, like they're doing it like the most, you know, like the most like hard, like rough online racism type chat you can get, but they're very cautious to not actually be racist and not actually tell them to kill themselves. But everything up to that is fair game. So it's just like, I think it's crazy that this guy is allowed to continue breathing oxygen.
It's crazy that you haven't yet.
Yeah, actually, it's shit like that, and that's fucking hysterical because you see that clearly
awesome.
these people are like so mentally fragile, and that like League of Legends has like corrupted them so much that the people who watch them are purely waiting for them to snap, and so they'll be like, this guy's crazy for doing that, to like G him up. So they'll be like, oh yeah, you're mid laner. Why did he do that? And he'd be like, just to like get him. And once they start getting him going, they just keep feeding them.
Stoke the flames.
Yeah. And I've been getting like 20-minute conversations. So it's not like multiple games. It's like one game of this guy just up to slurs, basically, just everything up to that on some like guy who you know is like 22 years old max, and it's a literal video game. It's a children's video game. So I'm kind of feeling it right now.
We're risking it all, folks.
Genuinely, it does something you won't know, but it does something to your brain to make you wish death on a stranger like nothing I've ever seen. Do you know how like they say with like people's parents and stuff getting radicalized through Facebook and now they're really callous? That's one thing where they're like, if they die, I don't care. But League of Legends is like, no, you want to hurt that person. If it came out that was like a psyop to turn us into a more violent generation,
You believe?
I would not be. I'd be a little bit surprised, but I would be like
the Cambridge Analytica of the video game.
Yeah, and I'd be like, in hindsight, absolutely, because there's times, you know, when you say, they'd never say it to my face, but I guarantee you there are times playing League of Legends where if you put me in a room with someone, like then I would attempt to kill them like a monkey. You know what I mean? Like I'd be like, just like no finesse, just trying to like pace their skull. Because they didn't like gank my lane or something.
I'm gonna Manchurian candidate you one day. We're like, get you to play League of Legends.
Activate me again.
Just like there's someone I don't like in the room. It's like
I would chimp out. I would absolutely chimp out. It wouldn't be. There are times I have been angry enough.
I don't know any League lingo to actually.
I can't believe that guy stole a minion from me. I want him to die, sort of thing. Like.
Yeah, well, what do people do to make you so angry in League of Legends?
They just don't do what you. They just don't do what you want. It's because they just don't do what you want. That's it.
They don't. I'm clearly doing this. Why are they doing this?
No, that's 100% what it is. Everyone. It's like the driver thing. It's like the sex thing. Everyone thinks they're better at League of Legends than they actually are. Right. So to make that fit in their brain, to make the cognitive dissonance work, what must be to blame? My teammates.
Yeah, it's everything other than me.
You get into this position where you're like, I am the only intelligent person in this like desert of intelligence. Like these people like are actual, like they're called clowns or chimps or monkeys or apes and shit like that. Like people who are like, the whole League lingo is designed to make your team and enemy team seem not human. And the whole setup is if everyone just listened to me, I would be a professional tier player. I would be an amazing, I would be the best in the world.
If everyone else was on my level, I would be winning millions in Korea right now.
Yeah, but my support didn't do this thing, didn't get me vision of this area, or they didn't flash it, they didn't use this ability, and so therefore they are taking food off my table and they deserve to die or their family deserves to suffer, whichever. So there's a lot of, you know what I mean?
I was watching Nikki Jakey put out a really good video recently about Counter-Strike. Have you watched it? It's like an hour and 20 minutes long.
Oh yeah.
But it's fucking awesome, and it's basically like him being like, I wanted to get good at Counter-Strike, and it's his journey of trying to get good at Counter-Strike, and talking about how Counter-Strike is such a toxic, horrible like people will call you slurs, and
it's a majority European played game, so you know hardcore. You're gonna get called hardcore.
So it was really interesting because he's like talking about it being like, who are these losers freaking out, but he gets to a certain point
he starts crashing out.
Where he basically shows this moment of where he like freaks out in this fella, and like he really reflects on like, oh God, this game does things.
Yeah, it does.
And it was interesting that he was talking about it because it's your elevation in the ranked. It's not like your performance is individually judged. No. It's if you win or lose. Yeah, and so everyone else is the idiot. Yeah. It's exactly the same thing.
The ability for a League player to actually like say, you know what, that was on me. That's actually ironically the key, is the people who can just go, oh, we'll just go next. It's fine. You know what I mean? Like this happens. Like there's this thing of, you're going to be playing like maybe 1,000 or 2,000 games in a season or something like that, potentially, right? So in reality,
I've never gotten that into a multiplayer game.
No.
Street Fighter 6 is the most I've played any multiplayer
well,
game.
imagine then that you're going to play 2,000 rounds of Street Fighter or something, so 1,000 games there, and that means that in the grand scheme of things, literally anything happening doesn't matter if you just play enough. But it's just something about the inability to escape from League of Legends that you can't leave and just play a different game because that's your main game if you're playing it. You can't like do it. And because the games last like 30 to 60 minutes.
That's heavy.
I think they're shorter now, but there was a period of time where games would run long and it was like 50 minutes. So you would be like, this person's holding me hostage and I can't escape. Because if I leave, I'll get banned. So you're just in this pressure cooker and you're already thinking that everyone else in your team is at best like a stupid child. You know what I mean? And so if anyone who does anything wrong, you are wasting my time and stealing money from me and I hate you. And you can almost guarantee with the level of players, especially back in the day, you can almost guarantee you would never see that person ever again. And you would forget their name, but at the moment, just the rage and anger that you feel towards a human being on the internet because they aren't playing a champion that's good at the moment, or because they bought the wrong item, or because they didn't walk here at this time. That's the reason that I'm not a professional League of Legends player right now, is that guy. I still remember my first ever ranked game. There's a champion that has like a hook that pulls people towards him. And I was popping off that game. And the guy shot the hook and pulled the wrong person in and we lost the game. I remember that guy. I remember thinking that guy is, we're going to say it politely, but I fucking hate that guy. How stupid do you have to be? But I was 16. So you can imagine, it was a little bit more colourful perhaps.
Yeah, we'll never know.
I've never liked Blitzcrank players since then. I'm like, you guys have...
Yeah, at least you were a streamer back then, like these current ones.
They are like actual children as well, man. Like there's a guy who broke up with his girlfriend so he could get better at League of Legends. It's like...
That's dedication.
It's like you've missed the point so hard.
This is why all the girls are reading fantasy books now.
Maybe, but imagine that guy on his deathbed being like, I had a woman who loved me.
Once. I
gave it all up to get better at a game that nobody plays anymore. Yeah.
Maybe if you had read a few fantasy books, rolled up his sleeves,
had a big wank,
we wouldn't be in this position right now.
Exactly. I'm chatted out, I think.
Yeah, that was good.
Nice thing to do.
How long have we been going, Calvin?
15 minutes.
Perfect.
Loads this week. It's good to be back. Yeah, I might play that rematch. If it's crossplay, we'll give it a go. How much is it? £21? Nah.
Fuck that. I thought it was free to play.
The Pro Edition is 30. Oh, the Elite Edition is 30.
The Elite?
What do you get in the Elite Edition?
What do you get in the Elite Edition?
I don't even know how you would find that.
That game should be £5. The fact that's genuinely the fact that that's £21 is crazy.
It's going on Game Pass day one.
Oh, okay. I'll play it on Game Pass with you. Is it crossplay?
I can download it on PC.
Oh, yeah, Steam Deck. Yeah. If you record, you will get some shit of me. To be fair, you'll get some shit from me.
I can't believe you didn't cross the ball. I'm going to call you 10 slurs now. Get the league. See, because you're talking about League of Legends, that's in you.
I've never been slurry, but I have been.
Fucking slurry tank.
There was something that used to make me absolutely cry with laughing.
Pig Josh in the slurry tank.
Because League goes through like it. So I just told him my insecurities go. Yeah, I was never that slurry. But
what's that smell?
League
Josh being slurry right now.
League goes through phases of like insults. So it used to be calling people like apes and stuff like that, and then clowns. But there was one that always used to crack me up where someone would say like, "Do me a favor and call you." Do me a favor and call your carer over and get them to lose. Get them to loosen the straps on your helmet.
Seek help.
Loosen the straps. Get your carer to loosen the straps on your helmet. Do you see?
The circulation's off. Right. Join us next week with a slurry tanker.
Yeah. It's fucking so funny, man. Yeah, but
He's Big Josh, I'm the slurry tanker.
Good night, everybody.
That was good.